Hello again, it's Amy with Just a Little Ink, back to share with you another simple card layout. I received in the mail, in a swap I had recently participated in, a card that had this very layout, and I thought how wonderful to do it in a female version. So the one I had gotten, I can't find my card or I would show it to you. It used a more masculine theme, and I'm going to share with you this card, but in a different color combination. And then everything is using the Beautiful Moments stamp set. It's one I got this last spring, and it's now also available in our big catalog. Wonderful stamp set, ones that you could color in or you could leave just with an outline image. For this, you're going to use the Stitched Shapes dies. They have squares, ovals, and circles. I'm using the largest die of the squares. A 2-inch, actually this isn't quite 2 inches, a piece of our Flowers for Every Season Designer Series paper. It comes in a 6x6 paper stack. I'm going to use some Misty Moonlight cardstock, and I'll give you all of these measurements on my blog, justalittleink.com, so that if you miss anything, you can get it there. You also will need a piece of Whisper White for the inside. And so let's get started. It's a very simple card. I put through the texture impression folder, the embossing folder. It's the Tasteful Textile 3D folder. It's hard to see it, but it's got just a beautiful, very faint texture that makes it feel like it's fabric. So I always score. This was cut 5.5 by 8.5, and I've scored it at 4 1/4. So I'm going to fold it in half along that score line. The score just helps give you a nice crease. And then we're going to do all of our work actually on the piece that I've textured. And so I'm going to take this piece, use my new Stampin' Seal, which I really like. Simple to use, don't have to twist it, although I'm still trying to get used to not twisting. I'm going to lay it down over, I don't know, maybe a 1/2 inch or so from the right edge. And then we're going to work on stamping our 2 squares. And I kind of want them at an angle, so they're going to come in about like so. And because I'm going to use Stampin' Blends, I'm going to use my Memento ink. And I've got the 2 little girls already on a stamp block. So I'm going to stamp them kind of in the center over a little ways, because you're going to see that I'm going to cut off a little bit. So I'm going to stamp them. And then I had put all of my elements that I wanted on the front on the block, kind of sat them on my piece of paper, and then stuck them to my block, which just makes it easy to then stamp all at one time. So I'm going to ink those 3 stamps up, and then I can come in, get a nice inking like so. And then I need to color. So I'm going to set this one aside. I have already done a little bit of coloring. So I'm using Gray Granite Stampin' Blend to make the sand. And I just kind of drag it across the bottom where their feet are. And actually, because they're all into the sand here. I come on both sides. And then I just kind of drag it below a little bit and fade it out. And then to get my water line, I used the light Pool Party and came above where that sand is, and you can come a little bit on top, blend it a little bit. Okay. And then I used the bronze, not the bronze, the ivory. Comes in a combo pack now. I use the ivory to color in their skin. It's the reason I love the blends for the most part, because I get a skin color that's real easy to color in. The nice thing about blends, if you want to blend, you can, but you don't have to. You can get a very kind of color book look. It gives a nice image. Doesn't give you lines that you get with our Stampin' Up markers. Those are great for other purposes, but I just love the blends. So I'm not going to color all of it because, as I told you, I already did some. So I already have my images ready. And I'm going to put these down directly to the paper that I've already done. I'm not going to layer them with dimensionals. We'll put the whole thing on with dimensionals. So I'm going to come up here. I'm going to come, helps if I'm in the right direction. Looks like I did that one upside down, didn't it? So we might be opposite. Sometimes you have to just roll with your changes. So put it over here. Little girl's walking on the ocean. Don't want to cut off too much. So I'm going to set it here. And I'm going to take my greeting square, put some of my Stampin' Seal, and this one comes over almost all the way off. Like so, and you notice they've got them hanging off the edge. So I'm just going to use, I could either use my paper trimmer or I can just take out my scissors. Our paper snips are great little tiny sharp pointed scissors that just do a great job lining up across the edge. So that out of the way, trim this side, get that off. So I've got my front, and then I will put dimensionals on the corners and in the center to not have a dip in the middle. Sometimes you get a little piece that pops in. You don't like that. So let's take them off. One on the corners, one in the middle. Like so. Layer this on the front. I like the tone on tone with a same color layer as the base. You certainly could shake it up a little bit. And then for the inside, you could stamp something on this card. I'm going to leave it blank because I want it open for me to just write a note. When I think of thinking of you cards, I'm thinking that you want something that says, hey, I want to give you a little note and see how you're doing. So I'm going to put it in the center here, just a nice plain base. And there is our finished card. I hope you enjoyed that and that you will check out all of my videos on my YouTube channel and that you would choose to subscribe. Have a great day.